All right, hello everybody. It is December 29th. Hope everybody had a great holiday season. And now it's time to let everybody know what happened when I ate one stick of butter, approximately 1,000 extra calories a day. I was going to do it for 7 days, see what happened, and then decide if I'm going to continue. And I'll let you know what's going to happen at the end of the video, if I'm going to keep going or not. And here's what happened. Like always, it is food for thought. This is Anthony Stewart. We're questioning everything they've ever said. And there's some questions that this 7-day butter experiment sort of posed. And for me, I was going to test my energy levels, my blood markers, and my satiety levels, and basically my weight. If would, give or take. So we'll start with the weight. I was 177 pounds. After the 7 days, I was remarkable 177 extra pounds. Or same. So why? Well, I think what I posed was I would eat the same way, and because of the weather and because of the situation here in Vancouver, British Columbia, it was pretty cold, it was pretty snowy, pretty gross. So I didn't leave the house. I didn't do my 10,000 steps every day that I usually do, but I made sure that I kept my energy pretty much stable, and I did workouts at home. So it was just basic workouts, so like 50 push-ups, 25 slow body squats, some dips, some arm curls, some shoulder stuff, some hip bridges, and I did the same workout every day, so my energy would be the same. And then we're like, see what would happen with all the what would happen. So I ate butter throughout the day in about a tablespoon at a time. Some days left it to the end, and I didn't really change what I was eating. I kind of was on the mission of being intuitive with my food, the same as I always am. I'm usually one meal a day, depending on what my day is like. Sometimes two. Sometimes that one meal can last 3 hours. It depends. Well, we got something going on, and so basically, I stuck to what it was like a bunch of meat, eggs, extra tallow, bone broth, some days oysters, some days, some pork. But it was pretty much kept it all the same. You can check my short reel and see what I eat every day. It's pretty much was the same. The only difference was I would be adding extra butter. Now, did it play with my satiety? No. I felt pretty much hungry. A couple times maybe ate a little less than I normally would. But I think that just has to do with, the day and how it's going and what my body's requiring. So it was interesting to see that nothing really changed as far as satiety went. Now, as far as blood markers went, the unfortunate thing is for some reason at the last couple days, my Keto Mojo is showing an E6. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem, but that means there's some malfunction in it, or I changed the batteries, but it's still showing it, so we got to get that handled. Anyway, my blood sugar was pretty rock solid between 85 and 90 every day. And my ketones, which is no surprise, were at 0.03-ish to 0.05 every day, and that was in the morning. So I would be going into ketosis every day, minimally into nutritional ketosis, and then probably coming out of it with the large bolus of protein that I'm eating, which, you can argue, I think is a pretty natural thing to do. So I kept drinking coffee. I added butter to my coffee, so that 1,000 calories was extra. So I added butter to coffee. And so probably would be close to I would say probably 1,300 calories, because I was adding butter whenever I could to whatever I could. So in the form of ghee, and this little baby here, which a friend of mine picked up some, thank you very much, from the States. And I had all the same butter, all the same sort of, the routine was the same. Even over the holidays, I did not stray off, except for I had a couple potatoes from a friend's garden, which I do miss potatoes. I'm not going to lie. I don't crave them, but I do miss them. And I just, had them baked and then crushed up and with some butter on them. So if anything, it was a vessel for more butter. Did my weight change after potatoes? No. So the blood was pretty much the same, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, so I couldn't just go get my blood work done at Liberty. So I don't know how my cholesterol would have worked. Not that I really care about it, because I believe in how we feel right now. It's probably a good indication of how we're going to feel tomorrow. So we stuck to that. And what I found was nothing really changed. I know the nutritional side of butter is, you got your fat soluble vitamins, some good quality animal saturated fat. So I wasn't worried about that. It was delicious. I don't mind eating butter cold. So adding it to me was okay. Now, there's a lot of people out there that have been asking me about how much food should I eat, what should I do, and it's complicated because everybody's different and everybody's state of their bodies are going to be different, and your energy requirements are going to be completely different depending on your stress levels, depending on your life, and these are things that is always going to be a work in progress. I don't necessarily think doing things for the sake of somebody else telling you to do it is the way to go. I think the power is finding for yourself what works for you and what doesn't. As long as you're getting your essential nutrients and your energy is good, I think focusing on how you feel, how you sleep, how you're breathing, how your energy is a great marker about how to tweak your diet. I mean, and everybody's going to be different. A lot of people can't eat one meal a day like me. I have the ability to put back a lot of food, which, do I recommend it? It's kind of up to you. I mean, some people try and get that one meal and they just don't get enough nutrition with the one meal. I would say you need to eat more throughout the day. Now, fasting is another sort of topic that's, it's easy to write on paper, a program, a fasting protocol. And unless there's a goal in mind and you're willing to, understand the mechanisms of actual nutrition and the macronutrient requirements, it's a case by case aspect. So fasting, I believe, my opinion, should come naturally. And if you sort of go with the flow and you start to learn your body's cues and learn your body signals, you'll be better off. And that's probably not everybody. Some people might need a regimented fasting protocol every 3 days, 5 days, one meal a day, whatever. But I believe that the goal should be finding your own way, and that is trial and error. And unfortunately, sometimes the trials have repercussions. And carbohydrates, they say these things. This is the funny thing is. Here's the questions. They say calories in, calories out. Eat less, move more. Well, I didn't. I ate way more. I added way more fat. So I should theoretically, in the way that the world works, 3,500 calories extra is a pound, right? Then your resting metabolic rate subtracted by the energy, blah, blah, blah. Well, I should have been up about 7,000 plus calories, which should have been 2 pounds, which didn't really wash. I mean, I look at myself in the mirror and I see and I can feel my muscles. And if I was gaining fat, I would be able to tell. And I'm almost positive I wasn't. So throw that one out the window. Now, fat makes you fat. Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, too much energy in surplus, you'll probably put on body fat. But I think that's where our sweet spot is to find. So the butter experiment was a good way for me to source out my protein fat ratio, which I think is the key for anybody that's specifically on a carnivore diet or on like an animal-based diet. I think once you take away all the noise of the junk food and all the crap that's going to disrupt, if your digestion's good, if you're healing, if your gut biome is in sync with you, I think it comes down to the protein energy ratio, and that's going to be the tricky part for some people, and that's why there's plateaus, and that's why if you focus on a goal, which a lot of people are, which is great, and then you find your way in this world. And a lot of people, I'm going to leave the doctors and the scientists debating on what's best and what is good. I'm just trying to show you what I do and my thoughts and my opinions. I'd love to find out what you think about protein and fat ratio. If you think higher fat is better, if you feel better eating higher fat, because I think it might be even that it'll change. I think as we go through life, that those requirements might change a little bit. And if you focus on solid nutrition, and then the protein to fat ratio will be subjective in your case. So I'd love to hear what you think. I hope everybody's has had a great holiday. I want to thank all the new subscribers. I really appreciate your support. And we're gonna keep challenging what people say, what they say, and I'm gonna experiment on myself and find out if things work for me, and then I'll share it with you, and we'll get going with this. All right. We're gonna have a great new year. I'm gonna do a lot more food stuff. And stay strong.